So here we have all the colors of the iPhone Air, and I'm really excited for this one because I really like all these colors. In this video, I'm going to show you how it looks talking and texting, how they look from different lighting conditions, and we'll talk about the pros and cons of each color. But first, here we have the light gold, the cloud white, space black, and the sky blue. Now, one thing that you'll notice right away is, of course, that these colors are very, very light. In some lighting conditions, the three colors here are going to look quite similar and they're going to be a little bit difficult to distinguish. Here that we have them all side by side, it's obvious which one's which. But while making the videos, I kept grabbing the wrong one many times, thinking it was one or the other. Let me go ahead and flip these around so you can see the fronts here. And you can kind of see those titanium bezels reflecting back. Let me turn off the screens. So you can kind of see from most reflective to least reflective, kind of the gold and the silver do both reflect quite a bit of light when you're looking at it. I do love the way the gold reflects the light though. It looks fantastic. It just has that really nice shine of gold. It's a little hard to capture on camera, but from the front, you can really tell that this phone is gold. It's actually harder to tell that the phone is gold from the back than it is from the front. Now, the white one here is super, super shiny and very, very noticeable as well. Meanwhile, the light blue is actually very subtle. You would think it would shine as much as the white one, but it really doesn't, and you can see right there. So if you want color and then not a very shiny side, the light blue is the way to go. And of course, the black is just going to look ultra sleek and toned down since you can't really see any reflection from the black sides. It's basically jet black on the sides here and it looks just absolutely stunning. Now let's just go ahead and stack all these together from the side so you can see that. Now these sides here are titanium and they do attract a lot of fingerprints and smudges here, and you can kind of see that there because it is glossy titanium as opposed to previous year's models with titanium that were kind of a matte finish. And that matte finish pretty much prevented any fingerprints from being on there or being too noticeable. But here, and you can really see them there, they're just on there. The phone gets really, really dirty. And this is true for every color. Not even the white one hides them very well. In fact, the black one might be the best at it because it kind of just overall blends in a little bit. But yeah, smudges and fingerprints, these are not great. And then for the backs, of course, the smudges and fingerprints are absolutely non-existent on the three lighter colors. But on the black one, if you care about that, my goodness, this is the worst one out of all the phones this year. This one's the only one that really shows every smudge, every fingerprint. If you go to the gym and use chalk and stuff, this back gets absolutely horrible. And yeah, you do have to clean it often if you want to keep it looking nice, sleek, and clean. Good thing is if you just take a wipe and go like really hard on it, it'll just come back to brand new. Same thing, of course, for the sides. You're basically just kind of polishing it and it just looks fantastic. But yeah, not a problem that you would get with any of the other three. But if you want to keep this black phone and the other ones completely fingerprint free and super clean, that leads us to our sponsor for today's video, ESR, where they have their new hybrid magnetic case as well as their 3-in-1 magnetic charging station. Now, this classic magnetic case comes in a bunch of different colors. My favorite color for the black one here is this frosted black. And since the iPhone Air this year has like most of the phone internals up in the camera bar, it's really good to protect it. And what's great about this case is that it specifically has this camera guard right here. So whenever you drop this phone or anything, it's going to protect the whole camera section. Really robust protection right there. And even better yet, they also have their stash stand right here. So you can actually pull this out and actually put this from 15 degrees all the way to 69 degrees. That way you can watch some videos and stuff while you're eating breakfast and things like that. And you can see all the colors that they come in. They're going to easily protect your iPhone Air from drops, which is just nice while keeping it nice and stylish. And on top of that, we have a fantastic MagSafe on there and it's paired with this 3-in-1 charging station. It's just locked on there. And this is their new Qi 2.2 charging station, which features 25-watt wireless charging, which is as fast as wired charging. It also has a little on and off button down here, which is going to allow you to turn on and off a fan in here to keep things cool so that it can charge optimally. And you can also charge your Apple Watch, AirPods, and you can take this Apple Watch charger on the go with you to charge your Apple Watch wherever you are. So that's the classic hybrid magnetic case and the 3-in-1 charging station. Make sure to check out these products down below below in the description, and thanks to ESR for sponsoring this video. Now, one other negative for the black that I did forget to mention earlier is that it does attract a lot of dust and lint. Like over the past couple days, I've found it when I've just left it there. I'll get back to it and it'll just have dust and hairs and stuff, and they'll be super noticeable just because it's black. Especially this camera bar up here, it's so glossy and stuff that it just tends to attract dust. And maybe these do too, but it's just not as noticeable because they're bright colors. And I will say this phone is just built beautifully. It feels like a modern iPhone 10, just super slimmed down, which is so nice. And you can see all the accents there on the USB ports. It's all tinted to the phone color, which is nice. So it's being treated basically like a pro model. It's basically a premium product. It just is missing a couple of features that make it a pro phone nowadays. You got the accents there for the antenna lines, which look really good. You don't have the extra antenna up here like the new pro models do right there. So you do get better technically reception or Wi-Fi coverage and stuff with the new pro models. But these phones just feel very premium in the hand. Like they feel fantastic. And real quick, just so I can show you the pro here in the silver color with the cloud white, just in case someone out there is interested in seeing both of these together. You can see there, the cloud white is very, very white. And compared to the iPhone 17 in white, it's also whiter as well. So if you just want the purest white phone out there, it is the iPhone Air. I also think it looks the cleanest a little bit with the single camera bar at the top. It just looks really nice. But yeah, this phone is just a joy to hold. Now, if you're curious how these look while talking and texting, let me go ahead and show you them one by one. First, let's do the cloud white, which looks absolutely insanely bright from a distance. Like this thing is just so noticeable, especially the single camera on there. The way it has the shiny sides as well as the really bright back, it's going to attract attention. And then of course, people are going to see how thin it is. So if you want people to notice you have the Air, this is probably going to be the color to get because it's just so eye-catching. Because even though the blue and the gold are similar, they're nowhere near as bright. They're definitely dulled down a bit. Now the blue one, a lot of times you're not gonna notice the blue color much, which kind of sucks. I do wish it was a little bit more saturated, but it also means that you don't have to commit so much, right? It's still going to match a lot of cases out there and it's going to look a little understated and maybe even more premium because of it. It overall is a color that I really do like, but I wouldn't get myself because it's just a little bit too unsaturated for me. Now the black, of course, looks sleek and professional. It just looks so nice. It also kind of doesn't attract too much attention to itself, which is also great if you don't want people really knowing that you have the iPhone Air. I mean, they might know because the camera bar is so obvious, but a lot of people just don't know these things. So the black color will just look like any other black phone. But yeah, if you like matte black or jet black colors, this is the phone to get. Lastly, the gold is a color that I liked when I first opened it, and now I absolutely love it. Like I could totally see myself actually buying this color over the silver. And it's just because in person, it just looks so dang good. I mean, the back is very subtle and might as well be white. It's not. It's like a beige, but it's so subtle that it just works with a lot of cases and stuff. And it just doesn't feel like commitment. And then the gold sides just look so nice when you're using it. When you're texting and stuff, you have that little bit of gold shining towards you. It looks premium. It feels premium. And this gold just matches the Air absolutely perfectly. I'll go ahead and say it. It is the best color on the iPhone Air. And truly, if you like gold even a little bit, like just a little bit, then just go for this one. I think you're going to love it. But yeah, which one do you like so far the most? You can see here the white and the gold. The interesting thing is that the white is very, very stark, kind of milky white. So if you don't like too stark of a white, you're definitely going to prefer the gold, even if you still kind of want a white phone. And then just to show you the black phone here, just how black it is, here is the iPhone 17 in the black color, which is actually kind of just basically space gray. The good thing about the 17 is that the smudges and stuff don't show up. The coating on here is a little bit better, and I don't know what they did here, but you just don't see them compared to the Air here. But you can see the color difference. The 17 is just simply not a black phone, even though I really do like how it looks. And I actually prefer this overall to own it just because of the fingerprints and the finish on it. Because look, the Air, the moment that you just kind of pass your finger there, you can kind of see it. And then I'll do it with the exact same finger so nobody thinks I'm doing anything sketchy here. There you can see. It's barely noticeable on the 17. So keep that in mind. And then of course our darkest color in the Pro model is the blue. And you can really see just how blue the 17 Pro is when compared to these other two colors. It is just so blue. At times, it can look like a dark black. That is very rare, and that's when there's like absolutely no light. Most of the time, you're really going to see that blue shining through which honestly I just think looks amazing in my opinion. Now, of course, the Air, just quickly to tell you what is missing compared to the Pro models or even the 17, we're only going to get one lens and that's it. So that's going to be one of the biggest detractors for most people out there. However, we're also only going to get one speaker, which I think was one of the biggest things I've disliked this past week. I'm not the biggest fan of the just one single speaker. It works fine and it sounds good, but now that I've gotten used to dual speakers, it's just kind of hard to go back. And I do kind of like to put a podcast while I'm kind of washing the dishes and stuff and blast the volume up and use my phone as a speaker. So that's not ideal with the Air. Now, one more thing to consider here is how these phones are going to look with cases, because of course, if you like putting different colored cases, it might not be ideal to go for some colors versus other colors. For example, if you want a pink case, the blue one is just not going to be ideal to kind of put that on there. Like, it works, it's fine, but you can see that you can get like this purple shade underneath with this particular case as an example. Meanwhile, if you get the white one, that's not going to be an issue and it's going to look much cleaner and nicer. And you can always put a blue case on the white phone and that'll just work perfectly as well if you like the blue color. I think these phones work perfectly without cases, just visually. That's where they look the best because that's where you really get the thinness and everything. And it just feels so nice to hold like this. But then again, unlike the iPhone 17 and 17 Pros where you have colors like this thing right here, my goodness, you are going to basically be able to put any case on these three colors and it's kind of going to work because they are all just so bright and look white most of the time. So unlike the 17 and the 17 Pro where it really matters, I think for this one in particular, it honestly does not matter which one you get for the cases that you get. Of course, unless you want to get like an orange case and then if you put that on the black, it's going to look like Halloween, versus if you put it on the white, it's going to look not like Halloween and maybe it'll look a little bit more sporty and stuff. So those are some things to keep in mind. And also, if you want a clear case to really show off the phone, I wouldn't get it for the black phone because yeah, the smudges on the black plus smudges on a clear case, not a good combination for this black phone. So if you really want to show off the phone, maybe go for one of the clear colors. So yeah, that's the iPhone 17 Air. Again, cloud white, sky blue, light gold, and space black. Which one are you getting? Which one would you get if you were getting this phone? I know a lot of people are opting to skip this phone because of the features that are missing, but I urge you, if you can, to go try it out in the store because I think the thinness and the overall aesthetic and feeling in the hand and just how good, for example, that this black or this gold looks might sway you, because sometimes you want to hold something that's inspiring and that feels nicer than just a block that has features, and maybe you'll use this phone more or enjoy having it more than you would a Pro or the regular 17. But of course, if you know you like the multiple camera lenses and multiple speakers, then you've already made up your choice. And here's just some eye candy so that you can enjoy. And hopefully in the future, we do get basically an iPhone Air Pro, because that's actually what I really want right now is just the iPhone Air. Give me at least 2 lenses on it. I'll be happy. And then 2 speakers. That's it. I don't want more battery life. I don't want anything else. That's all I absolutely want. Oh, and let me add a final point. Given that Apple sells the MagSafe battery for the phone, let me show you how each one looks with the MagSafe battery. You can see that the white on the battery is actually different than the white on the cloud white. So if you wanted to get the white on the cloud white to match the battery, that's not going to happen. They don't look alike at all. And then here it is on the blue. I think it actually looks better on every other color instead of the white because of the contrast. I really love this one on the blue because it makes the blue really stand out now, because now you do have something white on it. And then the gold, it doesn't particularly help it, but you can see that it is a beige off-white very clearly when the battery is on it. And of course the black, I don't know, it kind of ruins the black aesthetic and it just doesn't look as good. I wish they had a black battery for this one because you know, it just, you can just see the battery on there. If you like the black and white look, of course, then this is cool. But yeah, that's the iPhone Air. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, as I always do read those and try to reply to everyone. And it also helps the channel out a ton if you comment and like the video and stuff like that. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Make sure to go watch all the other videos, and goodbye.